the emerging Panopticon, and the Trojan horses of modern society. So what's all the fuss about? Today we're diving deep into a topic that's not just for tech enthusiasts or policy wonks. It's an issue that every average worker and professional should be concerned about. The growing potential for an oppressive panopticon in Western civilization. You might have heard terms like net zero climate initiatives, central bank digital currencies, digital ID cards, the Internet of Things and 5G. While these might sound like the components of a utopian society, they also hold the potential for surveillance and control, the likes of which George Orwell eerily predicted in his seminal work, 1984. The Panopticon in the modern context. In its original form, the Panopticon was a prison design where a single guard could observe all the inmates without them being able to tell whether they were being watched or not. In today's context, it represents a society where your actions can be monitored constantly and subtly, shaping your behavior without you even realizing it. Technologies and policies that may look benign or even beneficial can serve as building blocks of this modern-day panopticon. Let's break it down. Net zero climate initiatives. Take, for example, the Ultra-Low Emission Zone in London. While supposedly combating pollution inside the M25, where the air is already well below the World Health Organization's maximum levels, even in central London, while the Mayor of London does nothing to combat the severely polluted air of the London Underground. These zones start to control where you can go and how you get there. Initially introduced for the noble cause of reducing emissions and particulates, which, as stated earlier, are well below dangerous levels, they can also be repurposed to restrict movement or enforce other policies. Then there's the introduction of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Sounds harmless, right? On the surface, CBDCs could streamline transactions and increase financial inclusion. However, they also have a programmable aspect. Imagine a scenario where your CBDCs could only be used to purchase approved products during a public health emergency, or to reduce your carbon footprint. Suddenly, your money isn't fully yours to control. Digital ID cards and social credits. Countries are pushing for digital ID cards, and you know who has been pioneering such systems? China, with its social credit system. This is a state-sponsored way of quantifying how good a citizen you are. You jaywalk, you lose points. You speak positively about the government, you gain points. While Western countries haven't implemented social credit systems, they are entertaining similar forms of digital identification. Where could this lead? Now add in the Internet of Things, powered by ultra-fast 5G networks. Your fridge, your car, your thermostat. Each will be connected and will collect data. And remember, the more data there is, the easier it is to control and predict behavior. Don't forget about internet censorship. Ever noticed how certain viewpoints are stifled online? This isn't merely moderation, it's a shaping of public opinion, reminiscent of Orwell's concept of double speak, where language is manipulated to serve the agenda of those in power. Erosion of language. This brings us to another Orwellian idea: thought crime. In the modern age, we've diluted our language with emojis and text speak, limiting nuanced expression and discussion. This could be a subtle but worrying path towards controlling thought itself. So, what can we do about this? Well, the first step is awareness. Understanding the Trojan horse nature of these policies and technologies is crucial. Once you're aware, it becomes your responsibility to communicate these risks to those around you. Engage with your political representatives, join community discussions, and educate yourself continuously on these subjects. We may be on the brink of a slippery slope, but it's not too late to step back, reassess, and chart a course that values both progress and freedom. Remember, the future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create. Let's make sure we're creating one where technological advancements elevate us, not control us. Artificial intelligence, the catalyst for automated dystopia. Now, let's talk about a crucial piece of the puzzle that's poised to amplify all these issues tenfold: artificial intelligence, or AI. While AI offers revolutionary capabilities, it also brings about new dimensions of control that are far more automated and less reliant on human intervention. You see, AI has the power to analyze vast amounts of data faster and more accurately than any human could. Combine this with technologies like 5G and the Internet of Things, and suddenly you've got a data-rich environment perfect for large-scale surveillance. This isn't just about someone sitting in a control room watching footage. This is about algorithms predicting, interpreting, and even making judgments about human behavior. Imagine a scenario where your digital ID card, social credit scores, and your transactions through central bank digital currencies are all integrated and analyzed by an AI system. This AI could automatically restrict your movements, purchases, or even your online posts based on a set of criteria set by those who control the technology. For instance, should you attempt to buy a product that's considered bad for the environment, the transaction could be automatically declined, not by a human, but by an algorithm that's programmed to enforce a certain policy. The implication here is staggering. This level of automation could shrink the number of people needed to control a society dramatically. Traditionally, enforcing laws or policies required human resources, police, judges, and various administrators. With AI, a lot of this could be automated, making it far easier to maintain control over a large population with fewer resources. The guard in our modern Panopticon is no longer just human. It's a machine, working 24/7, never tiring, and ever watching. AI's potential integration into these various technologies isn't merely additive, it's exponential. It supercharges the capabilities of these tools to enact dystopian policies on a scale and with a precision we've never seen before. While the future of AI is still unfolding, its dual-use nature, its capability to be used for both good and bad, makes it essential for us to approach it with our eyes wide open. Our ethical considerations need to evolve as fast as the technology itself, or we risk enabling an automated system of control that could be far more efficient and far-reaching than any human-orchestrated system could ever be. A perfect morning in smart London TM. Karen woke up to the sound of her IoT-enabled smart clock, gently nudging her awake. It was synchronized to her sleep cycle and carbon offset contributions. She shuffled to her AI-powered coffee maker, which refused to make her favorite espresso. The display flashed. You've reached your monthly limit for high carbon footprint beverages. Green tea? God, fine, Karen sighed. Green tea it is. Time to drop Timmy, her 7-year-old, to his eco school. They used to drive there, but London's Ultra-Low Emission Zone had seen to that. Now they took the e-bus, which operated when it sensed enough passengers to offset its energy use. As she stood at the bus stop, Karen's digital ID card buzzed. Your social credit score has been lowered for not sorting out your recyclables. Kindly attend a re-education webinar. That's the third one this month, she thought. I swear the bins are smarter than me. The trip to the Smart Mart. After dropping Timmy off, Karen headed to Smart Mart. She filled her cart with groceries but stopped abruptly as she reached for a bottle of wine. Her digital ID card buzzed again. Sorry, you have exhausted your allocated carbon credits for alcohol this month. Karen sighed and picked up a carton of organic almond milk instead. Karen came home to find a notice from her landlord. Thanks to smart home TM technology, They knew she had violated her lease agreement by running her washing machine during non-eco-friendly hours. Her rent would be increased to compensate for her carbon indiscretions. As if living in London wasn't expensive enough, she muttered. Karen wanted to order takeout to make herself feel better. She opened the app and picked her favorite burger joint, but a pop-up appeared. "We noticed you're trying to make an unhealthy choice. Our CBDC policy restricts such transactions. How about a kale salad instead?" "Forget it," Karen groaned. "I'll cook at home." The evening was capped off with her mandatory Sustainable Living webinar, a consequence of her social credit score dropping. The AI instructor, who looked alarmingly like George Orwell, reiterated the importance of collective responsibility. Karen's phone beeped midway through the class. "You've used up your monthly internet quota. To continue, please purchase our Freedom Pack." As she put Timmy to bed, he asked, "Mummy, what was life like when you were little?" "Well, Timmy, we had this thing called freedom." Karen hesitated, searching for words that wouldn't trigger the smart home sensors. "Freedom to make mistakes and learn from them." "But mistakes are bad, Mummy. That's what my Citizen Score app says." That night, Karen couldn't sleep. Something had to be done. Maybe it was time to take the underground e-bus to an old-fashioned, non-smart human protest. She opened a hidden app on her phone and typed, "How to live off the grid." Suddenly her phone went black. "Thought crime detected. Please remain calm. Re-education agents will arrive shortly." The irony wasn't lost on Karen. The Panopticon wasn't a prison. It was her home, her city, her life. Maybe, just maybe, the key to breaking free was acknowledging that the cage existed in the first place. And with that thought, she began to plot her small rebellion, knowing very well her social credit score would not approve. And so, Karen realized that in a world obsessed with making life better, the most revolutionary act might be to live an ordinary, flawed life. It was a lesson she was determined to pass on to Timmy, even if it meant going back to pen and paper to do it. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that challenges you to think deeper about the world we're shaping.